Oh, we're back. More Slime Rancher. It's day 3. Got high walls on the corrals, and Lewis just told us a really scary Stephen King-esque story about how his landlord came in unannounced to his flat to inspect some mold.
I think, you know what,
and
though?
that was fucked
I think a lot of people
in a lot of ways
will think that I'm some sort of psychopath about the way that I handled that situation.
No, I think
because it was
I think
a
you're
pretty
wrong about that. I think most
situation,
people
right?
will assume that you're some sort of diva based on how you handled that.
Okay.
Not so much a
I'm
psychopath.
sorry, guys, because I don't know. Maybe I am like a complete psychopath. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's kind of a normal situation that I don't know. It just sort of it's such a boring everyday normal situation that just irked me to the point where I don't know.
What
I
is
went
that?
a bit mad, I guess.
Whoa. Yeah.
Jesus.
What?
So we could talk about XCOM 2 for the next
Oh,
fucking 10
yeah,
hours because
yeah.
I loved that game so much.
Okay, yeah, we were going to talk about it, so let's talk about it. All right. I would like to talk about the game itself, but one thing that I really liked about the game, and it's kind of like an obscure thing, and it's nothing to do with even the gameplay or anything. It's just more of like a style thing. I really like the bald guy who calls you Commander in his like deep sort of gravelly voice, you know, like
Hello, Commander.
Hello, Commander. Yeah, and I sort of, every time I play the game, I like the idea that this guy has a life outside of like his interactions with you in XCOM. And I always imagine and sort of laugh to myself to think that like, you know, maybe things aren't going too well for him at home. You know, maybe he's like kind of lonely or whatever. And then throughout the course of the campaign, that sort of starts to leak out a little bit. So he'll be like,
Yeah.
Hello, Commander. You've done an exceptional job and we're all very proud of you. I just wanted you to know that I'm wearing my favorite pair of underpants today because I was feeling a little frisky when I woke up. You know, like...
Because you can't see where he is, can you?
No, and
Yeah.
I just think it's funny to, like, give him such a huge personality, you know? Like, and it would be really funny if there's a bit of drama involved, too, I thought. Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay. I thought it would be pretty funny if, you know, he just sort of occasionally was upset about something, not even relating to the Advent sort of, you know, controlling the world through like an alien network or whatever, you know? If he was just like, good morning, Commander. I didn't sleep very well last night because I'm so lonely. And
Someone messed with the dial on my toaster, and now I've
yeah,
burned my toast.
Yeah. And it would just be like, because you think that this guy's this bona fide fucking badass. And actually, I mean, I haven't played through the whole campaign. You can never see his face. And one thing that XCOM did this time with the Advent was the first time you see the troops, you think that they're humans, right? Because they look very...
Yeah.
But the mask is so well done that it covers it up. And they don't... You know, you can't tell that they're aliens, but they're aliens. And I think that bald guy maybe is an alien as well. Because you never see his face.
Oh my god.
He's just really fucking bald. But, you know, he could turn around, be one.
Me and Ben have been playing the original XCOM on the live streams. We still haven't quite finished it, but I'm a huge fan of the original XCOM UFO defense game that came out in 1993 and was made by Julian Gollop. And he spent a real passion. It was a real passion project for him. And you know what? It was an incredible game, and it still stands up today as an incredible game. Very, very detailed, very ambitious. You know, these days games, they can be they're very often very simple and very lazy and very empty. Whereas, you know, all very one-sided. Okay, so it'll be one thing in the game. However, the original XCOM game was loads of games in one. There was the base defense, the base management game. There was the exploring the world and chasing UFOs and shooting them down game.
Yeah.
There was the heading off to these missions and doing that. There was the equipping of soldiers. There was an incredible amount of game, right, in XCOM.
Yeah.
And it was very, very ambitious. And when it got rebooted a couple of years back by Firaxis, they did it very, very faithfully, okay? And they took everything that was in the game and they did it almost exactly the same. It was the same game. It was you go, the aliens are attacking, you detect them, you shoot them down, you deal with them, and you follow a story, stopping them from invading the world, okay? And it kind of followed the same story. It had a story in it, and it had a progression system in it where, you know, the original game had this progression where you had to capture an alien. First of all, you have to shoot them down, then you have to capture them, and then you have to capture a leader, then you have to capture a commander. And each of them are at a different location, and it gets harder and harder, and you encounter lots and lots of different aliens. There you go. You got a net on the top. That's great. That's exactly.
Yeah, you like that?
Stop all your
fucking sweet, eh? Holy shit! Yeah.
And so it was just a real the remake. I think it was a real faithful remake. And do you know what it showed? They clearly loved the original XCOM game, and they improved it where it needed to be improved. And overall, it was a fucking fantastic game. Now, XCOM 2, I didn't think it could do better, and I was very, very worried about it. But actually, they took out a lot of the tedious elements of XCOM and really improved it. And also, they made it more of a decision-making game where you have to choose much more carefully what you want to do. So you've got a limited amount of time. There's missions keep popping up, and you have to keep, you keep going, and it gets harder and harder and harder very quickly. So you really have to choose one thing or the other. You can't just. It's not a game where you have to research everything. You just do everything and then you finish it. It's kind of this. It's almost got a roguelike quality where you can't take everything. You can't get everything. You have to make sacrifices or limit your choices sometimes. And they've taken out certain elements of the game that I thought were weak.
Yeah.
Like the intercepting UFOs. That's all gone. And do you know what? It benefits from it. The game is better without it, bizarrely. And so these innovations were really, really well chosen. The game itself is extremely fun, extremely rewarding. The story is great. The surprises are great. The aliens come out at new times, and they're all great, and you learn them. And it's great to find a new alien and find out what they do and something you've never seen before. And the story is good, and the voice acting is good, and yeah, that Hello Commander guy
is good.
Even he has a little bit of a story at the end when you finish the game.
Oh, okay.
There is
Don't
a little
spoil
bit of
it for
a thing
me.
with him, and no, I won't. But I mean, it's not a major part since he's really a crest reward giver. He really isn't a major character. But
no.
They brought back the guy from the last game, or at least as many of the guys as they could from the last game without it messing up. So this game is set 20 years after the last game when. If people don't know, this isn't really a spoiler, but the idea is that the original XCOM squad failed to stop the alien invasion.
Yeah.
And although they gave it a good go, they failed.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That's kind of how I felt when I played XCOM most recently. I played the Long War mod for XCOM, which makes it complicated and detailed and very, very rich. And I'm sure that once the Long War team, because they got an early copy of XCOM 2, as well, the Long War team. Once they make a Long War mod for XCOM 2, it'll be much more fleshed out, much more good, I think. And also the DLC, once they've added some more classes and some more mission types, it'll be a pretty fantastic experience. I think the first thing I want to say about XCOM 2 is it was really hard, okay? And I liked that.
Yeah,
right?
I
really
found it
liked
really
that it was tough. They upped the difficulty, and it was rewarding. And I think that you can still save scum your way through, and that's how Duncan and certain other people play. Is that if they misplay a turn, they save scum and
I play Iron Man every
rewarding.
time.
Me too.
I like that. I like
even if it is.
I like living by your decisions and your mistakes and all that kind of stuff.
I tell you what I do though. God, do you know that's so much more rewarding? Like Rithian. I was talking to Rithian about this. He's got a D&D character, and his D&D character, he was complaining because he wants to min-max the fuck out of it. And he's like, I wish I could get one higher of this stat so I wouldn't be so shit all the time. And I'd be like, well, sometimes the most interesting characters, certain characters are interesting by their weaknesses.
Yeah,
okay?
for sure.
And sometimes they're fun to play by the things that they can't do.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most interesting things about characters is the things that they fail at. And sometimes, in real life, your sniper doesn't fucking hit every turn, especially when it's a crucial shot that's necessary to save someone.
Yeah.
And sometimes, someone, is going to die, sadly, by accident, and I think that's how a lot of deaths start. A lot of deaths happen, certainly in war. It's just bad, wrong time, wrong place, or bad accident, or just mistimed bad accident, nothing they could do, bad luck.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like it when I encounter an alien. I've never seen it before. My team have clearly never seen it before, so they don't know how to react. And when it fucking, when they kill it and it explodes or whatever and they die, my team now know that and they remember that character who died, and I remember that character who died by that moment.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to go through the thing not losing any people. I don't want to play this game, save scumming every single time my sniper misses a shot to reload.
I'm
and
surprised
make sure
that
they hit
Pyrian
shot.
does that. Actually, he didn't strike me as the type of guy who would do that. Honestly,
He can't help himself, I think, because
it has to be perfect.
he thinks that. Well, no, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but I think sometimes they get very attached, and he gets very attached to people because he's named them. So, for example, he's named one of his characters Mrs. Flax, right?
Oh, right.
And he refuses to let her die.
Right.
So every time that she does, he will just reload the game.
Right.
And I mean, that takes all the enjoyment out of it for me, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I think that I like that. Well, obviously, I don't want anyone to die in real life, but
you might as well be fucking playing Minecraft in creative mode, honestly, if you're going to be like that. I think that it sucks with the fun of it, and I'm very critical of it. However, I do not play in actual Iron Man mode because I end up misclicking all the fucking time, and there's nothing
I've
so
done that
bad
a few times.
as you having your team die because you accidentally misclicked a grenade at your feet.
Oh, it's not so
And I've
much
done that a
that. You know
couple
what
of
I
times.
do? I always use the right click on the mouse to cancel something. For some reason,
Yeah.
I think it's just from playing a lot of other games. That is a thing for me. Same as I played Firewatch recently, and the shift button does not make you run. You have to press R to run. And shift pulls out your little walkie-talkie. So I'm constantly just whipping out this walkie-talkie every time I want to run because I'm hitting shift instead. It's just the way that goes. But in XCOM, what I end up doing is I hit right-click thinking it's gonna cancel a menu I'm in or something, and then my dude accidentally fucking moves to like a yellow square where he can't move again, and he's just like in the wide open. He gets killed the next turn. That sucks, especially when you're playing Iron Man. But I guess you just have to be like careful or whatever. But yeah, it's hard. It's much harder.
Yeah, it's hard. The first time I played through, I actually lost. I actually lost the game because it does ramp up, and
so how would you play a
it gets
game like that?
increasingly harder.
How would you play a game like XCOM? Are you the type of person who will start a game, do Iron Man, get to the point where literally the game just says game over, you're done, you cannot continue, or the advent of one? Or do you get to a point where you're just not satisfied with the way things are going and you just restart?
It's a blend, okay? I need the head canon. Often I prefer the head canon. I prefer the idea that, for example, an XCOM team was founded, it failed, and then a new one is founded. Kind of rather it has to fit in my head around how it works, or else I get a bit problematic. So, for example, I obviously got to a point where I kind of knew I was going to lose, and I kind of knew I was unsatisfied. I didn't actually get to the game over screen, and I didn't want to play a bunch of missions deliberately to just try and get there. And also, I didn't want to just deliberately throw a mission either. I really didn't want to load up a mission, deliberately fail it.
Yeah.
So I just I got to a point where I knew that I couldn't continue, and I was like, okay, GG.
GG,
we made a good
You've done
effort.
it again.
But yeah,
No!
it just happened.
Oh, fuck me! Oh, my tabby cats! Oh, shit on it! The good pen,
What's happened?
Is just completely fucking dead right now.
Oh my god, how did that get in there?
I don't know.
How did they get in there?
Maybe it's too much of those fruits or something. I don't know. Fuck. Oh, they're gonna get in the other one and kill all the other ones too. Oh man, that is a shame.
Can't you get rid of?
That's a
put
shame.
a lid on. Put a lid on.
You can see that net. The net will like recharge after a little while. It takes damage. It's like when it gets hit. See?
Oh.
Now these fuckers are gonna go in there and just wreck all these guys too. Oh shit! What a depressing way to end the episode. Sorry about that. Oh god! All my hard work.
XCOM 2 is brilliant. I love
it.
It
Is very good. I highly recommend it. I want to do an Iron Man at one point. Actually, I want to do like a. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do a proper Iron Man after I've played it a couple of times and I get like good at the game, sort of thing. And what I want to do, what I would love to do, is I'd love to do an Iron Man with like viewer submitted characters, like fill up a character pool with characters from other people, because I think you can do that. It's like a bin file or something that you can make, or that you can export from the game, like using like the character creator.
Shit, right.
So
Okay.
you can get like this big player pool built up, and not only will it pull rookies and stuff from that player pool, but also scientists, engineers, VIPs, like basically anything. And I just think that would be really cool, actually. I would love to do that, but I suck so bad at the game. I'd love to get to a point where I could play really well and like give all my guys like a chance to actually live through multiple missions instead of just them dying all the time, sort of thing, before I did it.
Yeah, I think the one tip that I have for playing XCOM, okay, is only move forward with your first guy.
Yeah.
Right. So your first guy is the only one who actually discovers new ground. Everyone else can moves up significantly less than that first guy, and so that first guy can either be a scout, you know, like in concealed or whatever, or someone who has either the most hit points or the most armor going up into full cover.
Yeah.
So you move someone up into full cover, and then if he doesn't discover new enemies, you move everyone up quickly to somewhere around behind him, though. Never further. Never likely to discover new ground, because if you discover a new alien pack with the guy whose last action it is, they get a full round of attacks on you, and usually against a hard pack of aliens, that is, you know, a lot of your guys, or at least a couple guys, wounded or dead instantly.
It's enough to screw you hard.
Some of these, yeah, like when you meet up with a big pack of aliens, oh boy, they can brutalize you really badly. It's okay if they walk into you on their turn. So if they walk into you on their turn, they don't get a turn. You get a full turn against them, and that's what you kind of want. But yeah, man, like the concealed mechanics and stuff, starting the missions concealed, that is so good.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like
setting
that too.
up some sort of ambush.
The ambush and stuff is really awesome.
So
Oftentimes,
satisfying.
like you can get a couple of people into Overwatch in good spots, and then just fucking, you know, launch a grenade into like a pack of guys, damage them, and then when they go to scramble, you've got all your Overwatch, you know, go off, and you can take out like a whole pack of guys with like that one initial ambush. It's really awesome, actually.
It's really
satisfying. Yeah.
I mean, when there's like 3 or 4 packs on the map, you know, that first one you can ambush. The second one, you know, is going to be easy with a couple of grenades, destroy their cover. Third one is slightly trickier, and then you always hope that final group of aliens isn't too hard, because by that time you haven't got any grenades left. Everyone's a bit wounded.
Yeah,
you know, it's a little bit. Yeah, and the last thing you want to do is come across like, oh my god, I think I had a mission where I just pretty much ran out of everything, and the last pack of aliens was just overwhelmingly scary.
Shit,
like a sector pod and a Andromech or whatever.
It's an awesome game. It's an awesome concept for a game, and it is very roguelike in itself. You know, the fact that, you know, especially if you play Iron Man, you know, you fucking guys, they die. That's it. Even if you fully upgraded them and stuff, you know, you can't just cheat your way back in time or whatever to get them back and stuff. It's cool. It's a really fun game. It's really, really satisfying to play as well, especially as you get better at it. You got to play it a little bit before you get pretty good at it, I think, though.
Yeah, I think that is enough for today. Let's round it off. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Team Double Dragon. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm quite enjoying them.
I am too.
How about you, Sips?
Yeah, I like just sitting.
As well.
I like sitting here playing games while you talk. It's like it's very therapeutic for me. I like that.
Thank you. Well, we do want to switch it around.
No, we don't.
We did actually book a recording session where I was going to play and you were going to chat, but
yeah,
we never actually ended up managing to do
those
it.
videos will all be about poop, though. I think you need to sort of lead the conversations, because I just tend to gravitate towards talking about poop and baby poop and other.
I think that you'll find
pooping.
that when you are actually not able to play it, don't have to concentrate on the game, you'll find that you can just come up with random crap to talk about. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy it. So we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.